I'm so pleased to have you again, Mike Sangster,
My
the
pleasure.
Senior Vice President for Africa at TotalEnergies. Thank you so much for your time and thank you for being here.
Well, it's great to be here. It's a good event. It's a great event.
Just to get started, the recent signing of the PSCs for offshore blocks 2000 and 2001 represents a major step in Nigeria's energy sector. How do you view this partnership in terms of expanding reserves, increasing output, and supporting Nigeria's long-term energy strategy?
Yeah, well, we're very pleased. I think it's the first. I think we're the first international company to win a new exploration license in Nigeria for 10 years, for well over 10 years. So we're very happy that the NUPRC had organised a licensing round. Obviously, we made an attractive bid, and in the end, it was the winning bid. So it's two licenses that we know pretty well, and we're very interested in. So we'd certainly plan to. I think we've already identified the prospects on the block. These are prospects which are ready to drill. So our plan would be to find a suitable drilling rig and drill these wells as early as 2026. It's exploration, so beyond that, in terms of adding to production and reserves, depends on the results. We have some ideas, but we need to drill a well first to see what the potential is. But we're happy to have that opportunity, and we're going to move quickly to see whether it's something, whether it gives something that can be developed or not.
And with the recent startup of the CLOV Phase 3 and Begonia projects, adding a combined 60,000 barrels per day in Angola's production, how does TotalEnergies plan to leverage these developments to enhance low-emission energy transition strategy in the region?
Yeah, well, obviously Angola is, Angola and Nigeria are two largest, business units in Africa. And in Angola, Block 17 in particular, we have 4 FPSOs already on the block, and we have a number of potential tiebacks to the FPSOs. So Clove Phase 3 essentially is drilling some additional wells and tying them back to the Clove FPSO. And Begonia is actually on a different block from Block 17. It's Block 17/16, and so we've tied Begonia back to the Paz Floor FPSO. So these are two resources which could not have been developed on a standalone basis, but by having the infrastructure, the FPSOs already there, we're able to develop them and add 60,000 barrels per day of production. So it's low cost in the sense it's an incremental development over and above the existing FPSOs, and it's low emissions because we already have the FPSOs in place. I think those two fit perfectly well with our strategy, and we have other similar objects in Block 17 and indeed in Block 32 in Angola. So we'll continue to develop one or two of these over the next few years to continue to maintain our production in Angola.
And as Tilenga and Kingfisher approach first oil, how are you coordinating infrastructure and logistics across the Lake Albert development to optimize production and integration upstream operations with the ECOP pipeline?
Yeah, well, the Tilenga and ECOP pipelines really, for us it's an integrated project. You can't have one without the other. So the two of them are advancing well. First production will be in 2026. In fact, I think we can say that, just in the last few days, we've actually welded the 1,000th kilometer of the ECOP pipeline. So, it's a 1,400 kilometer pipeline. We've welded 1,000 kilometers already. So you can see the project is progressing well. And there's good cooperation between the upstream team on Tilenga and the midstream team on ECOP. So, we've mobilized a lot of resources. I think we've created something like 20,000 direct jobs in Uganda and Tanzania across the two projects, and obviously many more indirect jobs coming from the revenue being generated from the activity, coming from the project. So we think it's a good initiative for Uganda and Tanzania, and I think it's great for us as well. There's been a lot of training being done with the local workforce, and also a lot of contracts have been awarded to local companies. So, we're not quite in the final straight yet, but we're approaching the final bend, and I think we should see first production in 2026, which will be a big boost, I think, as well to Uganda with the revenue that will generate.
And with FID on the Venus offshore oil project expected to expected by 2026. Can you share insights in the project's anticipated production capacity and how it fits into your broader strategy for Africa?
Yeah, well, obviously, we're very active in the offshore and the deep offshore. I mean, in Africa and in other parts of the world. So, I mean, Venus is a discovery that we made initially back in 2022. So we're working with the contractors at the moment to look at the overall development scheme. I mean, that's going well. I mean, Venus is not a simple development. I think we're looking at a production capacity of the FPSO around about 150,000 barrels per day. Once we finish the engineering and once we finish the negotiations and discussions with the contractors, then we still have a few other things to finalise with the authorities in Namibia to make sure that we have a field development plan which we're all happy with and meets the government's requirements and meets our investment criteria. So I mean our plan would be yet to be in a position to make a decision between sometime in 2026. But I mean it's an exciting development, but I say it's not an easy one. It's a challenging one.
And following the award of the Nzombo exploration permit in July, what geological and strategic factors make the deepwater area a promising addition to your exploration portfolio?
Well, again, because of our historical presence in the Gulf of Guinea with Nigeria, Angola, Congo, Gabon, I think we're always looking for our exploration team are always looking for new opportunities. We have the Moho field, which is just to the northeast of the Nzombo permit. So based on the data that we have on Moho and on other wells that we've drilled in the Congo basin, and I think we've identified a prospect which we called Nzombo, and we're very pleased that we had a lot of cooperation with the authorities in Congo to go very quickly and to agree on the outline of the permit and to agree on a production sharing contract which was recently gazetted. So our plan is to mobilise a rig very quickly and to spud the well in Nzombo between that before the end of this year. And so again, it's exploration, a bit like we said earlier on in Nigeria. So we have to wait and see what the results are. But I think, our competency, our core competency, one of the core competency is in deep water. So I think if we do make a discovery in Nzombo, then there's an opportunity to tie it back to the Moho field, which would enable a quick development.
Mm. And with your recent acquisitions, including VSB Group's 15 gigawatt pipeline in Europe, SN Power's hydropower assets in Africa, and Reese's projects in North America, how is the company integrating these diverse assets to achieve 100 gigawatt renewable capacity by 2030?
Well, I mean, I can talk about the African part of that. I mean, clearly, we want to have we are TotalEnergies is a multi-energy company, so we're involved in oil, we're involved in gas, and we're also involved in electricity. So I think in Africa, in the whole of Africa, we have something like we have a portfolio of projects either in operation or under development, which is about 1.1 gigawatts of capacity. I mean, in many countries, and I mean here in South Africa, we have 3 projects. In Zambia, in Uganda, we have hydro as well as solar. We just started a new project in Angola, and we're looking at projects in many different countries. So I mean, I think with 1.1 gigawatts of capacity, I mean, it's not going to be 100 terawatt hours, but it's going to be a contribution to the 100 terawatt hours annually. So we're still looking for other additional opportunities across the countries where we're active in 35 countries already across Africa. So I mean, we're looking at opportunities in many of these countries.
Hmm. And just my final question, we're here at African Energy Week. What African projects or partnerships are you prioritizing to showcase within your multi-energy strategy, and what key investment opportunities should attendees be aware of?
Well, saying we have many opportunities to invest in Africa, so we're looking at a number of these at any one point in time. I mean, I think obviously one of our biggest projects at the moment is what we spoke about a few minutes ago about TotalEnergies and ECOP. I think that's a project that we're very proud of. I think we've done a lot of work there with the local communities in Uganda and Tanzania. I mean, obviously for any major infrastructure project, it involves land acquisition. I think we've gone through a think, a very good process with the communities to acquire the land, and I think, I'll be really pleased when we see the startup of that project, next year. And then I think in exploration, we've talked about, Nigeria, we've spoken about Congo, and I say we usually drill about one exploration well per year also in Angola. So I think what's important for us is to maintain a pipeline of investment opportunities, and obviously to choose the ones which fit best with our investment criteria. And again, Namibia, say we're still in the process of working on the Venus field in Namibia. But so I think with all these different opportunities, we have more than enough to keep us busy for the next few years.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for being here today.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. I really enjoy being in South Africa. Thank you.